G'day guys, we are in northern Queensland today, up at a place called Seaforth, up here for family stuff. Sarah's dad passed away recently and we're up here for a funeral. But whilst everyone else is sleeping, we're going to get out here and take some long exposure shots. Check this out. What a dead set ripper of a place. Very photogenic. Lots of islands out there, all the way out here. These are the Whitsunday Islands. Not too many people swim in this water out here. This is it's stinger country, so there's lots of jellyfish and obviously sharks, and up here in northern Queensland there's even crocodiles up here, so early hours of the morning you'd think I'm a bit of a goose for doing this, but I want the photo. We came down here yesterday morning, or yesterday, it was late morning I suppose, Sarah and I, and we had a look around just to see what was going on. Lots of crabs and lots of rocks with good leading lines and stuff, and I said I'll come down here at dawn and get some sunrise long exposure. I'm going to use Reeflex this morning and we'll see what we go. I was looking at this tree here and I thought, oh, that tree might work. I'm just being very mindful because it's all these rocks out here. They look like freaking crocodiles, and I'm all okay with snakes and spiders and stuff, but those bloody things will eat you. So I was looking at this tree over here, this one just here. Thought that might work, but the tides don't work for that at the moment. So there's an island out here. I'll see if I can spin you around there. That island there, the sun's coming up over here. So I kind of wanted something out that way, but this will also work, I think. You've got these rocks that are in the foreground here. So I might set up the tripod on these rocks here, pointing out, using those rocks as a leading line out towards that island. We'll see if that works. I'm just going to go over the edge over here and see if that works as well. With the long exposures on the water here with a phone, you really want some rocks in the foreground. It's really going to make that photo. So I need to get closer to the water. I'm looking at here, this may work, but I'm not seeing a composition out here that I like out over here. But I want to get a wriggle on because the sun's coming up. But have a go at these colours. How bloody good does that look? Just sensational. Some cloud out there on the horizon. More islands out the back there. Islands close up here. But enough of that, we've got to find a spot before this sun gets too high. We'll keep going. Because it's still fairly dark, the camera's probably making it look brighter than what it is. These rocks here are, not only are they slippery, they look like bloody crocodiles, so it's taking me even longer to get to where I want to get. And as I move through some of this, there's some good sized puddles as well, so I don't want to get my feet all wet, because I'm wearing runners this morning, so I don't cut my feet open on any rocks. Actually, this might work down here. I think this will work. Just got to find a good spot. Really, we could sit here all day and do like reflection sort of photos. Even that looks cool. I'm going to take that photo. Now that I'm down the bottom here, I can see there's a bit of water moving over here amongst the rocks. I'm probably going to go over there, I think. That's the go. I'm looking for a little bit of a leading line because it tends to work well with this sort of photo. Not seeing too much at the moment. All I can hear are a lot of bloody crabs carrying on. When I'm looking for this sort of thing, it's always helpful to turn around, look at where you've been, because quite often it'll look different to what it did before on your way in. Don't mind that. I could get that down. That would work reasonably well. I'd like some more rocks though. We'll keep looking along here. That's the go over there. Those rocks there are going to be the go if I don't find something up here in just a minute. So much life in these little ponds here. Ooh, little slippery ponds. This might work. Just go a little bit further. This is the last place I'm going to check because the sun's getting a bit too bright and we'll start losing colour in a minute. Just have a look on the other side of these trees here. Yeah, this I think will work. I'm going to use this rock here in the foreground because I've only got a little travel tripod, so it's going to be down like this low. And that rock, this rock, and this rock is a leading line of sorts. It just curves around a little bit. I think that's going to work. So I'll set up Reeflex, take a shot, and see how it looks. First shot isn't bad. I want that rock to be closer. I'm going to use a different subject here. I think having that foreground element and blurring the background is going to work pretty well. I'm going to use this here. Have a look. Tried a few different spots and I think I've got the photo that I want. The thing with these long exposures and the thing with doing it with phones is that it's dead set easy, and you can still go on like a family holiday, or in my case head up to a funeral, and whilst everyone's still in bed, because this is the time of day to do these sorts of photos at dawn or dusk, because you can shoot for longer, get more motion without needing to worry about any filters and so forth. You can just do it. You can pack a little travel tripod like what I've got here now, little Ulanzi like octopod sort of thing. It's only about 30 or 40 centimetres long. It's easy enough to pack it in your luggage, and you can come out and do this sort of thing easily enough. I've been here for about 15 minutes looking for a spot. Family's still in bed. They don't even notice that I've gone. So if you're going on holidays or you're going to do this sort of thing, take the damn thing with you. Get an app like Reeflex, Re-Expose, even longer, any of the long exposure ones. They're the three I think are the best ones. And give it a go. This long exposure stuff doesn't have to take 15 minutes like it does with, like when I was in New Zealand last time, it was like 15 to 30 minute long photos. It can be like 45 seconds long. I ended up starting with 30 seconds, went to 40 seconds. Another point with setting these photos up is I want a photo of this. This looks cool. I'll show you. The colour in these rocks is actually quite cool. Down low like this. I think that'll be a pretty neat photo. I'll get a photo of that. Yeah, so we're up here for a funeral. It's actually my father-in-law's funeral. Sarah's dad. He lived here. What a ripper place to live. He's a mad keen fisherman, so it makes sense that he would live in a place like this. We're in the middle of bloody nowhere here. There's virtually nothing here. You can't really swim in the water, certainly not this time of year, because of all the stingers, like the jellyfish and stuff. So you don't really want to come here for swimming. You certainly wouldn't want to come here for the surf, but you'd certainly come here for the fishing. And there's a lot of boats in town here that at people's houses, big sheds full of boats. So fishing's a big thing here. I can even see, I'll see if I can show you. Don't know how the iPhone will get this. That boat out there, I'll keep zooming. I don't know if you'll get it. But there is a boat right there on the horizon. And as I'm talking to you, I could actually hear that boat, and I was looking closely for a boat, but I couldn't see one, but that's the only one I can see way out there. It's a pretty bloody good morning. Today we're going out in a boat, doing a bit of a family thing. like a touristy sort of thing. But I wanted to get out here this morning, shoot a video in the water, because I don't really get the opportunity to do that where we live. I see the guys on the Facebook group, at Bloody Legends Facebook group, and there's a lot of guys out there doing stuff on the water. And it makes for really good long exposure photos, but where I am, obviously we don't have this sort of location. There's so many options here to shoot. You could do macro stuff here. When we were out here yesterday looking for places to shoot early this morning, there's lots of crabs and stuff around. And they make all these little balls of sand, and it makes for some good macro. You could literally spend all day here and not shoot the same bloody thing twice. It's a really cool place. Anything along the seashore, you could spend a long time taking photos out here. Anywhere around the world, I think. Anywhere. Well, I'm disappointed, not really, that I didn't see any crocodiles. My brother-in-law, who's also with us up here, obviously, he's been bloody paranoid about crocodiles. He has a fascination with crocodiles. And because there's signs everywhere, like don't swim here because there's crocodiles, he's been quite the helicopter parent with his 3 girls. Doesn't want them taken by crocodiles. But fair dinkum, how good are the colours in these rocks? The sunrise, that's a fantastic sunrise. Coming up behind those clouds there. I'd like to stay around longer, but people will start waking up soon. I'm going to get back to the family. And as you guys may know, we've got that second channel, the Windella Farm. I'll link it down the bottom there. You won't see a video on that one this week because of what's happening here and taking care of the funeral arrangements and so forth. So it's been pretty busy. That's it, guys. When you go on your holidays with your family, take a little tripod, take a good few apps, and you get some ripper long exposure photos. It's not going to even interfere with your family holiday. Catch you later.